Welcome to PhD and D on YouTube, another episode of Wake Up and Smell the Dice. This is a vlog series where I just talk about what's going on in my gaming life, what's going on in the community at large or the channel, and what's going on in the bigger gaming world, if there's any major news. So let's get started. First off, my gaming life. What have I been up to? Well, I can tell you not a lot of gaming. It's been about 3 weeks since we've done Candelure. Luckily, tomorrow night we have session 3, so we're back at it. We have a full group. We have 4 players and me, the DM, so 5 total. Our rule is if just one player can't show up, we're still going to play. But if 2 can't make it, we postpone. And actually, tomorrow everyone's going to be there, so those are the best sessions. It's the majority of them, but it's always fun when everybody is able to show up. The group finally got armor last time. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I've made money a big deal in this game. Money matters, and it's hard to get. You have to work for it, but it also matters. Like, they weren't allowed to buy any equipment at the start. The first session, they actually had to go retrieve the ranger's weapons. His story was, before we started, he got jumped basically by a group of bandits. They stole his 2 swords. So when he met up with this group, they went after him, and they had to improv everything. They had no weapons. Actually, they went to a camp for soldiers, and these soldiers basically threw like 3 wooden practice swords at him, and they were like, "That's all we're going to give you for free." So they charge into this bandit camp, or sneak in, I should say, and it was really cool to see what they came up with. One of them's a cook. He took out 2 spatulas, essentially, and was like smacking people with them. He actually had grease for like cooking, obviously, and so he took this vial of grease and he held it over this bonfire before the fight actually started, and then he was throwing grease bombs. So that was awesome. Let's see, another one actually used a tent against them. The bandit site had actual tents, and he woke this guy up who was sleeping, like he heard the fighting or whatever, and as he charged out of the tent, one of the guys like tripped him, so he fell into the tent, then he like wrapped it around him, and then he picked up like a stick and started beating the tent. And the best one of them snuck into a tower, like this ruined tower that was at the camp, and they knew somebody was upstairs in the tower. They didn't know how many. So he's searching through barrels in the lower level while the fight's going on outside, or it's about to start. And he's like, "Are there any nails in the barrels?" My first thought is no. I mean, there's probably like food and stuff, but as a good DM, you say yes when you can. There's no reason there can't be nails. So I was like, sure, you do find some nails. And then obviously the barrels are kind of rotting, and they're made of wood and nails, so you can take some of those. So he lined the stairs with the nails facing up. And then when the ruckus outside started, this guy comes charging down the stairs, steps on the nails, screams, falls down, and by the time he stands up, the ranger's there picking up this halberd that the guy dropped and just ends him. So it's just really cool to see how they handled it without weapons. That was a big tangent. Anyways, last session they finally got armor because they took it off some more bandits that came after them. But the moral is make money matter. I've never seen a character so excited to buy a longbow before. They did this huge monster contract, killing this specter, earning all this money, and then they spent it all on a longbow. But I've never seen a character so happy to receive a longbow. So make money matter. Anyways, we're playing Friday, tomorrow. That'll be really fun. This campaign has been the best yet. It's just been so much fun with everybody. And outside of that, other gaming, there's some stuff coming up on the channel I'll talk about in a second. But that's kind of where my gaming's at. I got some minis from the local store the other day. The Drow Scout Quaggoth, however you want to say it. I've never used one of these creatures, so I don't know. And then the little frog guys is at Kuotoa. Also never used them. Don't know how to pronounce it. Pro tip, if you shake the box, this was, for instance, Icons of the Realms, Rage of Demons set. If you shake the box, you can hear if you have a flying creature because a little stick will rattle in the box. I'm sure most of you know that, but pro tip for those who don't. And I got this guy, Gold Shadow Dragon. Pretty sweet, just so you can see it compared to the size of one of the characters. So yeah, pretty cool, or very cool for the flying creature. But yeah, those are what I got. Obviously, I buy minis every once in a while. But we use them when we can, but we don't use them every single session. Have not used them yet for Candelure, actually. But anyways, what's going on in the gaming community? Let's move on. One Shot Group is just loaded. I've seen people complain that they can't get into games or can't find games. Just keep looking. There's tons of games. You're not always going to be able to get into what you want, but that's fine. Look for more or run one yourself. So One Shot Group is going off with the Brigade. Brigade Con is coming October 10th. Just stacked games, panels, tons of really awesome guest stars. Some really big names in the RPG community, even like outside of just the Brigade, some really big names coming in. So that'll be a lot of fun to see them at panels. So tune in October 10th. It's 24 hours all day long. But keep an eye out for more updates on Brigade Con. And in the larger gaming world, the biggest news, I guess, would be the Wizards is shutting down their forums. And I don't disagree with this move. I know a lot of people do because there's so much history there. So many people used it. But if you ever tried to use their forums or that community, it wasn't the best. It was hard to get involved with a lot of people. It was hard to interact with people compared to Facebook groups and social media. So I think it was time for them to do that. Have them cut the slack. That's one less thing that they have to focus on now, and they can put more energy, more money, more effort into other things, because that definitely was not the mark of their brand by any means. And EN World has done an amazing job. They already made a place to welcome everybody from those forums to put their stuff. So that's the big news. Coming up on the channel, we'll wrap up, try to keep this video under 10 minutes. Coming up on the channel, big project. Should be a ton of fun. It's for those of you that don't get to play a lot online, or even for those that do, but if you just don't have enough time to join one shots, your schedule never works, you don't get to play in games enough, you can't get people together, whatever, I've got a big project coming for you. It's going to be designed to let you basically just get on and play. Sorry about that. Get on and play. I don't want to say too much about it because there's more coming out very, very soon. But keep an eye out because it's going to give you a chance to create your own character, jump in and play, treat it like a video game, basically. Create a character. You don't have to worry about setting anything up. You just jump on and play. It's going to be a really cool experience. There's a Facebook group already for it. I'm not gonna advertise that yet just because nothing is finalized in the group. The group's, it's got a picture essentially. It doesn't have the main information that you're gonna need to start playing. So look for another video. I'm actually gonna film some of the starting videos right after this one. I want to get this project going. It's going to be very simple, a lot of fun hopefully for you, and then obviously it's in its beginning stages. So if I can get some feedback, and if things need to go a different direction with it, if something's not working, then we're going to do that. It's going to be kind of a group effort, a community effort to build this really cool story. Like I said, kind of like a video game from your standpoint, where you can just jump in and start playing. And I don't think anything like this has been done before, at least in this fashion. So definitely look forward to that. We're going to make that something special. So anyways, I've rambled on long enough. This has been Wake Up and Smell the Dice. Keep an eye out on the channel, like I said, for the exciting stuff coming very, very soon. And have a great week of gaming.